Okay, listen, Marvel is cooked. I just got done watching Secret Invasion and I won't lie, that shit was ass. And that was the last straw. I full-heartedly believe that the MCU is cooked now. Marvel and everything they put out now is like steak. It's not always gonna be well done. Disney Studios has been falling off for the recent last couple years. And I see why. This shit they put out is trash consistently. And objectively, theoretically, subjectively, any other fancy way.
Or in any other fancy way.
And I get it. The writers just recently went on strike because apparently their wages are too low. But after everything they've been putting out recently, I'm starting to think they need to be paid less. Okay, that's a joke, but you can't lie, it's kind of fair though. Look at the reviews for Secret Invasion. The lowest scores that Marvel has ever received, ever. I didn't even know single digits was possible. Honestly, it shouldn't be. You have to be deliberately trying to get scores this low. Everything after Phase 3 of the MCU has been pretty dog shit. And Secret Invasion is like the peak of that, or like the opposite of a peak. Like the opposite of a climax. So like Blue Balls, that shit is ass. It's not good at all. The writing in Secret Invasion is absolutely atrocious. Who the fuck wrote this show and thought, yeah, okay, there's like a million hostile alien invaders on my planet. I bet. Let me go grab my gun with 16 bullets and an eye patch instead of assembling the universe's strongest superheroes because fuck the world. This is personal. Bro, that shit is not good. It's like they point out all the stupid stuff that goes on in the show and they think that's supposed to like make up for the stupid stuff that happens, but it doesn't. It's still dumb. Like it doesn't make any sense. This show is supposed to be like a spy thriller, but it's like a middle school fan fiction, bro. It's not good. Why doesn't Nick Fury just call the Avengers to handle the situation? And he doesn't do it because he thinks it's his fault and he wants to handle it himself, bro. The entire world is at stake. He's gonna let everybody die because of his pride, bro. I don't get it, bro. That shit is so dumb. Nah, and I also hate how they made Nick Fury to be some washed up old guy throughout this entire series. Yeah, there was a lot of bad things about this series, but there were some good things. Like the scene where Gravik poured out his heart and frustrations to Nick Fury was one of the best scenes I've ever seen in the entire MCU. It might sound like I'm glazing, but I'm not. This really was one of the best scenes I've ever seen in this entire franchise.
But this man, Fury, he had a wife. And he had children. Oh, and everyone I killed took a little piece out of my heart.
I knew the only way for me to keep my end of the bargain was to build you a home here.
Why didn't you do it?
It was incredibly well acted, well written, up until a point when they completely ruined it by showing that it wasn't actually Nick Fury talking to him. It was actually just Gaia in disguise. I don't know who it was that thought having one of the best confrontation scenes between the protagonist and antagonist in the entire franchise and just ruining it by having the protagonist not actually be there. Who thought this was, bro, when characters are standing perfectly still, bro, how do you miss with an assault rifle? There was this scene in like episode 5 where two characters were talking to each other and they were about to get ambushed by like half a dozen or like a dozen soldiers, armed professionals with guns, and they were standing still and talking and they still managed to miss. They had the drop on them and they still lost. It shouldn't have been possible. They were outnumbered like 10-1. They missed every bullet and got clapped by these two characters with no superpowers. They're horrible, bro. I swear, who wrote this? Listen, enough about Secret Invasion. I could probably go on for hours why that shit is horrible. But we gotta move on to the rest of Phase 4 and Phase 5. Phase 4 and Phase 5 have just been outright horrible so far. It's like they just wanted to fall off. Out of like the 12 plus things that they dropped, there was like 4 shows that were decent at best. Black Widow was horrible. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier was mid. Eternals was trash. Shang-Chi was one of the decent ones, I won't lie. That shit was actually solid. And WandaVision, I see what they were going for, but it just did not hit at all. Doctor Strange 2 was absolutely horrible. That was one of the worst movies they have ever dropped. What If and Loki were interesting, but they're just okay. Hawkeye was not good. Thor Love and Thunder was horrible. I don't know what they were thinking. It's like, how do you even make this by accident? I couldn't be this trash if I wanted to be. Why didn't they hire me to set this shit up? Moon Knight and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever were like 2 of the other decent ones. I thought they were pretty solid. And Guardians of the Galaxy 3, of course that shit was good. It was good. I won't lie to you. James Gunn does not miss. But other than that, everything else was trash, bro. Especially Ant-Man Quantumania. Disney has issues, bro. They keep oversaturating us with all this superhero content, and it's not good. It's all coming out trash. It's like quantity over quality, and nobody wants that. Me personally, if I was like in charge and like making decisions, first of all, the Black Widow movie would have never came out. Matter of fact, most of the shows and series that they dropped would not come out at all. I'd probably keep Shang-Chi and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, of course. I feel like that one definitely has to stay. But everything else is getting scrapped except maybe Moon Knight and Miss Marvel. Because I do think that they have to introduce like new younger heroes into the series if they're going for like a young Avengers in the future. So I think Miss Marvel should stay, but everything else is just not necessary. It was just not very good. My prediction for the future is that Disney is just going to lose billions of dollars making more poor decisions on what movies to make and TV shows to put out. And a lot of it is due to how fast they're putting all this stuff out. It does not need to be this quick. Moral of the story is the MCU is absolutely cooked. They're washed up, they fell off, and there's like almost no way for them to come back. Kind of like the guy who made that one song. But at the current moment in time, I'm investing all my stocks into DC. The DCU is probably going to do good. It's probably going to do great, actually. But if Blue Beetle flops, I will be selling all my investments and I'll be dropping a DC is cooked video within 2 days. Honestly, if Blue Beetle flops, I don't know how James Gunn is going to bring it back. How? What is his plan? This shit is game over with before it even started. But I do have hope that the DCU will probably be pretty good. I do like the DC universe in general more than the Marvel universe. Okay, bye.